What's going on, Jerome's? Happy Friday. Happy 5th of July out there to those who celebrate. All the fireworks are on sale now. So I've never given two hoots about fireworks. Like, I just really never cared. I don't know. Like, I feel like I'm the only American who doesn't like fireworks. Or, well, doesn't like is strong. Doesn't care. That's about it. But now my daughter's like now begging me next year, like, we'll go to the big fireworks show. It's so great. You sit outside until it gets dark. It doesn't get dark until like 10:30. All the bugs, please. Although, so when I said that there hasn't been a lot of bugs, a lot of people chimed in that there's been a lot of bugs. I don't know. Maybe it's just cognitive dissonance. I haven't noticed a lot of mosquitoes. It happens, man. But Vikings news dump for this beautiful Friday. Let's get it on. So yesterday was July 4th, and Victor the Viking's been very good on the X. So he tweeted out, "Imagine thinking monarchies were cool." Of course, the United States kicked out a King George III, and then the Vikings. The only king I recognize is Justin frickin' Jefferson, the first. It's pretty good, man. Also, the 4th of July hot dog eating contest. Nathan's famous hot dog eating contest went down. And so this guy, Patrick Bertoletti, won with 58 hot dogs, which the kids call glizzies nowadays, which I didn't know the etymology. Like, I thought that maybe it was something not safe for work, but then I looked it up. It's like, oh, it's like a Glock. And then you eat it. Okay. But so Patrick Bertolini, since they barred Joey Chestnut, and also, it's been decades since Kobayashi's been in there, I feel like this, I mean, if you're Patrick Bertoletti, like, are you celebrating this? It's like the Houston Rockets when they won those two titles when Michael Jordan was batting 200 in Birmingham, riding the bus. It's what it is, man. Because again, Joey Chestnut ate 76 hot dogs in 2021. 76, which is more than 58, a lot more. Like, and we were discussing this at the dinner table. How many hot dogs could you actually eat in 10 minutes? Like, just like normal humans, right? So my middle son said that he could eat 50,000, which I doubt. The 9-year-old daughter said that she could eat 3, which I kind of believe. She's growing, and also, she's sleeping in a lot more, so I feel like she's going through a growth spurt. But, of course, the wife is not tall, and I'm Asian, so this kid's going to end up like 5'7". Maybe. But who knows, man. But how many could, like, if I really applied myself, maybe 15? I don't know, because, of course, I like to eat, except I don't eat a lot at once. I just eat frequently. That's my Achilles heel, right? So I don't know. I don't know. Well, maybe I could train for this. Who knows, man? It sounds like a fantasy football loser bet. Like, if you finish last in the league, you have to enter the Nathan's hot dog eating contest, which would be kind of hilarious, man. Also, I didn't know that they had a lemonade chug. Like, is that new, or that just not make TV in previous years when Joey Chestnut was there, or did I just not care? I don't know, but so dude on the right won, dude on the left did not win. Yeah, it's rough. And again, like I could chug a beer, I could shotgun a beer, I could do a beer bomb, but lemonade, I feel like lemonade. Plus, that's got to be ice cold lemonade too, so that's got to be tough. It's got to be really rough, man. Because honestly, it's a lot easier to chug any beverage if it's room temperature or even like slightly warm. But it's got to be rough, man. Something's not rough. So this is from All Sports. NFL helmet tiers based on their primary helmets. And the Vikings, so if you read this correctly, left to right is a ranking within itself. So the further left you are, the higher the ranking as you go from left to right. So Tier 1, that means the Vikings 1-1. Because maybe we almost take it for granted, but the Vikings horns, It's classic. It's clean. There's a reason why they haven't really effed with it since 1961. And it's gorgeous, man, because, I mean, the historical fiction of the Vikings wearing the horn helmets, which they didn't really do, but it's timeless. It's glorious. It's beautiful, right? They got the Niners, the Eagles. Every single high school in their conference, there's at least one or two teams that have like the Eagle. It's either the Eagle or the Wolverine, or sometimes it's the old Ram style. Yeah, Bengals up there. Bengals underrated. Like whether it's the white helmet or the primary helmet, it's really good. Look at the bottom. So the Commies, Browns, Panthers. I actually kind of like the Panthers. Not bad. The Cardinals. I mean, the Cardinals logo is classic, except kind of boring. I don't know how the Broncos one is down there. Now they've tweaked their helmet and the uniform a little bit, but I actually like the Broncos. You know, when they went from the Orange Crush Classic D to the Terrell Davis era Bronco, Shannon Sharp, Neil Smith era. It's good. It's your two. Some other ones saying I feel like the Chargers is low. Cowboys. You do have to give them credit because the Cowboys is iconic. So you're the Steelers. The Steelers should be bumped up more. The Bills should be bumped up more. I feel like the Titans are too high. The Bears are whatever. Saints are definitely whatever. Buccaneers. It's controversial, but I like the Buccaneers. So the creamsicle Bucko Bruce was great, but then the rebrand when they went to the pewter, I think that was pretty good. Colts is classic, Chiefs is classic, and also just because something's classic doesn't mean that it's good automatically, but these are classic and good. Love the Seahawk, although I wish that they would do the throwback Seahawk with like the classic colors. That'd be really good. Raven, Packers, classic, terrible. Should be a bottom. The Jets, the sack exchange look is good. The Raiders obviously is classic. Patriots, but it is good to see the Vikings up at 1-1. Other than that, I have no opinions on it. Some I do have an opinion on. So we talked about how the Vikings, being ranked up at 1 or 2 in terms of the NFLPA player survey, in terms of facilities, in terms of coaching, in terms of training staff and taking care of the family, all that stuff. That all matters, especially when it comes to signing free agents as well as retaining players. And Aaron Jones talking about him signing across the river, as from Vikes fan page, quote, "I'm going to leave my hat on the field and play for my teammates and the fans. The reception has been amazing for me and my family so far. It shows me that I'm in the right place." And players talk to each other. Like, players know. So every single Viking and every single Viking free agent that has a good experience here, like, they're going to tell their friends, or they're going to tell their friends, and dollars rule everything. I mean, some of these guys will probably play in Azerbaijan if they paid $1 more. I think we know the type. Versus great facilities, great spot for family. And Minnesota is great. I mean, yes, we get into the morass of like high taxes and whatnot, but overall, quality of life is good. The cost of living is lowish compared nationally. The school systems are good, especially in the Southeast Metro where a lot of the players live around TCO. And frankly, like housing-wise, you get a lot of bang for your buck. So I think all that factors in if decisions are close in free agency. Now, obviously, if Team X pays you $1 or $2 million more, I mean, that just sort of is what it is. Or, state tax-wise, you're going to make a significant amount of money more. I mean, that just sort of is what it is. But I think the Vikings will be players in free agency as they keep getting the rave reviews because they got world-class facilities. They have a great support staff and, great weight room, great medical staff, great training staff, everything, man. So it's good to go. So glad that Aaron Jones feels at home, and hopefully he can be a top 5 fantasy running back, and the Vikings can lean on him when we're not strong in the run game as well as pass protection. Next, Vikes fan page again. Justin Jefferson with Kirk Cousins on and off the field last season. Yards per out run, 2.63 with Kurt on the field, 2.94 with Kurt off the field. Doesn't matter who's throwing him the ball. He's still the best in the league. Now, what's interesting is the splits. So Jefferson got hurt in the 5th game of the season against the Chiefs, right? It's really unfortunate. But then he came back for the final 5 games. He exited early because of the Josh Dobbs hospital ball. The Vikings lost 4 straight games to Justin Jefferson. They should probably trade him. Nah, shut up. But, he put up numbers against the Bengals, twice against the Lions. He owns the Lions. Like, if you look at Jefferson's splits against the Lions versus everyone else, like, he absolutely dominates. Like, there's a reason why they went hard in the paint at defensive back this year. And also, the Packers game was whatever. And he actually put up 503 of his 1,074 yards in the last 5 games last year with a mix of Dobbs and Jaron Hall and Nick Mullins. And, his yards per out run is up because probably was saving him up just a little bit more. And also when it was the non-Kirk Cousins quarterbacks, they probably weren't going through the progressions as much. So whenever they saw a glimpse of Justin Jefferson, they were tossing him the ball, hence the better stats per route run. So that's part of it. But could you say that Justin Jefferson is quarterback proof? Maybe. Obviously, he and Kurt had a good rapport. I mean, Jefferson wasn't thrown to himself the first 3.5 seasons of his career, but we're going to find out. And he's going to be the best friend of Darnold, McCarthy, Nick Mullins put up numbers with JJ. It doesn't matter. Everything's going to be good to go. Speaking of good to go, so like we mentioned, Addison, Metellus, and Mekhi Blackman have been over in London over 4th of July, reminding them that they lost. I want to send all my British friends a card that says, sorry for your loss yesterday. We go back in time. But they're over there promoting the London games. The Vikings playing the Jets and Aaron Rodgers, Burn Bones, Boniva, week 5. And they had high tea, which is good. Like, this feels so fancy, and this feels like something you should experience once, but this is not my bag, man. This ain't it. And I know it's probably something that was set up through the NFL, experiencing cultures and stuff. But you know what else is culture? Like a dirty British pub with like good fish and chips. Well, their chips are always a little bit soggy. It is what it is, and some great pints. Like that's it. Then, Ted Lasso playing some darts. That's what we're gonna do. Drinking songs. Maybe it's not really soccer/football season, but there's something out there. We can watch cricket. I can learn what cricket is, and then we can watch the United States beat the Pakistanis with a lot of Pakistani Americans on the team. That's how we roll. That's right, baby. But I don't know. Like, some of these look good, but I feel like some of these probably don't taste as good as they look. You know what I mean? Right? Because maybe we've been desensitized by American food because everything is like fake and processed. So I mean, there's probably only like 3 ingredients in these cakes, but they look good. Although, so. I'm okay with tea. I would pick coffee over tea every single time. I just would. Maybe that's just American to me. Maybe that's still the remnants of 4th of July. Who knows, man? Who knows? Oh, so this is always so funny. So Dak Prescott apparently dinged up his ankle, was seen in a walking boot 4th of July festivities down on the marina. I always loved like the little wagons and the little carts that you bring all of your ish down to the boat, because otherwise that's a haul, man. Really is. But, Dak Prescott out and about in the walking boot, and then someone caught a picture of it. And what's so funny to me is Rap Sheet. Rap Sheet is so just a tool of agents. Like, there's so many tweets that Rap Sheet puts out there which are clearly just written by the agent, and this is one of them. Cowboys quarterback Dak Prescott spotted here. A protective walking boot, is dealing with a very minor foot sprain and has been for a few days. It's not considered to be anything that should affect his preparation for 2024. And here's the thing. So I understand you got to live your life and you have to enjoy things, right? But, I mean, if you're Dak Prescott and you're looking for a $60 million deal and you know that anything about you is going to be headlines, why are you wearing the boot out? Why? Either stay in, have a nice little cookout at home with friends and family, keep it low key, or don't wear the boot and do your best not to limp, because now this sets off the firestorm. I mean, there's Cowboys fans saying like, well, it's Trey Lance time. Trade his ass. Get rid of him. He's always hurt. It's the same ankle again. I don't know, man. But anyways, like Dak, you got... Well, he definitely lacks pocket awareness, so maybe he also lacks life awareness, because this is rough. Just don't wear the boot. Just walk around in your boat shoes and you'll be fine. Something that's not fine. Well, all right, so start over. So CJ Ham has a signature sandwich at Corktown eatery, which is up in Duluth, and it's fantastic. And they're launching it this Saturday with a Meet CJ Ham meet and greet. It's awesome. Plus, a portion of the proceeds go to some CJ Ham charities, which is fantastic, right? But we got a problem. We got a beef with this sandwich, pun intended. So again, Corktown Eatery and Bar, Lincoln Park's full-service sandwich shop serving comfort food, blah, blah, blah. So obviously there is a sandwich in Lincoln Park. That's it. But this is the CJ Hammer Slammer. So house smoked pastrami, skull sauce, which I don't want to know what that is. There's so many jokes that I want to make now, but this is a family show, and this is this is a very nice topic, and CJ Ham is cool, so no. Cheddar dressed greens, pickled jalapeno baguette. 50% of all sandwich sales go to CJ Ham Scholarship Fund, and it's awesome. It's fantastic, right? But do you notice the lack of something? How is there no ham on the CJ Ham sandwich? Now, don't get me wrong. Pastrami, I love. Like, pastrami is so damn good, especially when a place does it themselves. So, house smoked pastrami, baby, like, it's my dream. So, I spent a lot of time in New York. Just never made it to Cat's Deli. I need to. I gotta have it, man. Yeah. But so you got the pastrami, you got the skull sauce, you got the cheddar. Hopefully, it's like melted. Broiled dressed greens, which I feel like dressed greens are underrated on a sandwich. So again, you're introducing, that sour element, vinaigrette, maybe some citrus in there. Be really good. Also, dressed maybe a little bit of sweetness in there too to cut through some of that richness of the pastrami and the cheddar and the skull sauce. Yeah. Also, same thing with the jalapeno and baguette. It's perfect delivery vehicle for a sandwich, but I don't know, man. Like, I feel like this is a lost opportunity because if they smoke their own pastrami, I mean, it's possible that they smoke their own hams too as well. So, or why don't you just introduce that? So, because I feel like everything in the food industry has to be pun related. Why don't you just start curing and smoking your own hams, and then call it the CJ Hams? I don't get it, man. But I don't know. Maybe there's something in there. Maybe CJ Ham doesn't even like ham. Like, so, because kids are like cruel and unoriginal. Actually, kids are kind of smart. But I mean, I'm sure that CJ Ham, since birth, has gotten jokes about ham. It's like, hey, CJ, you having a ham sandwich? No, it's turkey. Maybe he refuses to eat ham out of spite because of all of the kids. I don't know. Who knows, man? Or I don't know. Like, maybe CJ's like Seventh-day Adventist. They don't eat pork. I don't know. Maybe there's a very logical reason, and maybe it's Occam's razor thing where the simplest answer is the correct one, where maybe he just doesn't like ham. I don't know, man. But don't get me wrong, the pastrami and cheddar with the skull sauce sounds fantastic. But how is there no ham on the sandwich? Come on, man. Come on. Also, this peak off season when this is like the third sandwich video this week. Also, I think this is like the third CJ Ham video this week as well. Don't get me wrong. CJ Ham, I love you forever, man. But missed opportunity. Anyways, your thoughts are thoughts. Vikings news done for this beautiful Friday. You guys are the best. You know what to do. Skol, production value.